Jai Shri Swaminarayan, Wala Wala Ghanshyam Maharaj, Her Divine Inspiration, Pujapad Guruji, Puja Surat Swami, Puja Dhyan Swami, all of you child bhaktos, Jai Shri Swaminarayan. I think you can be a little bit more louder, please. Jai Shri Swaminarayan. Okay, I mean, I know you don't have good food like you would have in the Mandir when you have shibirs, but I'm sure you can say it one more time, louder. Jai Swaminarayan. All right, that was better. So today's topic that I have to present on is going to be importance of doing darshan and performing prayers. First of all, let's take a look at what's going to be covered in the presentation. We're going to be discussing on what does it mean, what the word darshan exactly means. Second, whom do we perform darshan of? What exactly is it that we're performing darshan of? Are we looking at our parents? Are we looking at Bhikkhu Dada present in front of me? Are we looking at food, water? What is it? That's what we're going to discuss. Number 3, why do it? Why perform darshan? What are the benefits? What are the disadvantages of not performing darshan? Topic number 4, what's so special? What makes performing darshan special? What does it help you in? How does it help you? And finally, what can we do? As John F. Kennedy says, ask not what your country did for you, but what you did for your country. In the same way, how can we do something in the topic discussion of darshan? So next slide, please. First of all, the language of Sanskrit is a very vast language, and it's a very rich language. Every single word that actually is derived from that language has a meaning. For example, if your name is Shree, then guess what? Your name resembles God. Your name means God. If your name is Jai, then guess what? Your name means victory. Now, I don't care if you lose in your video games or not, but your name means victory. If your name is Shruti, yes, some people have the name Shruti. I'm sure he's watching. Your name means to listen. Doesn't matter if you listen or not, but your name means to listen. Number 4, if your name is Sanjeev, then guess what? It means that you're living. Sanjeev no arth thai જીવતા થકા. હવે જીવે છે કે નથી જીવતા ભગવાનના ઉપર છે, પણ એનું નામનો અર્થ છે સંજીવ. નો અર્થ છે જીવતા થકા. And then there's some funny names too, meaning if your name is Aniket, it means you don't have a house. It means you're poor. So, and then, now see, some people are going to be like, Swami, what does this mean? What does this mean? Now, if your name is Montu, and you come up to me asking what that means, there is no meaning to the word Montu. That's why I said, everything derived from the language of Sanskrit has a meaning. Has a meaning. And the same way, the word darshan, it's derived from a verb in Sanskrit. And that's why, literally, the meaning of the word darshan is to see. To see, yes, what we do with our eyes, perceive. That's what the word darshan means. Now a question arises. If the word darshan means just to see, then is it the same as seeing worldly things? Like I said before, we see food in front of us. Some people probably have like ice cream bowl in front of them right now. Is that what it means? Is that we're performing darshan of? Some people might have water in front of them. Is that what we're seeing? There's always other things. If you look outside, there's the sky, there's buildings, there's cars. And there's also the TV screen that you're looking at this presentation on. Is that what we're seeing when we're talking about the word darshan? Because if that's exactly what we're seeing, then why don't we say jovu? Why don't we say ke Bhagwan ni murti ne jovi? And instead, why do we say ke Bhagwan ni murti na darshan karva? When we're using the word jovu, it resembles to what we're looking at, something that's worldly. Meaning, we'll be like, હું અત્યારે પ્રેઝન્ટેશન જોઉં છું, પણ આપણે એવું નહીં કહીએ કે હું અત્યારે પ્રેઝન્ટેશનના દર્શન કરું છું. સામે સરસ મજાનો પિઝા પડ્યો છે તો આપણે કહીશું કે હું પિઝાને અત્યારે જોઉં છું. આપણે એવું નહીં કરીએ કે હું પિઝાના દર્શન કરું છું. So that's another thing we're going to discuss, that what exactly is the word darshan used for? And also, how can we do darshan or exactly see something? Obviously, you see with your eyes, even a first grade person knows that. But how can we perform darshan? Is it only seeing with our eyes? Like I said, if it is, then why not just use the word jo? Why is there a different word that's called darshan? And final thing we're going to discuss is whose darshan can be performed. So first, let's discuss that point. Obviously, whom do we perform darshan of? Bhagwan's murti, we all know that. we all have attended Shibirs before, we've listened to Puja Guruji's Katha, Puja Santo's Katha, we know that ke Bhagwanni Murti na darshan karwana hoy. When we come to the Mandir, first thing we do is do Dandavats of Maharaj, Dandavats to Puja Guruji, Dandavats to Puja Santo. Then we come up and do darshan of Bhagwan's Murti. So that's one subject that you perform darshan of, which is Bhagwan's Murti. Another thing is saints. Now people might argue that how can you perform darshan of saints? Saints are humanly, they talk with us, they don't show any divine attributes in them. It's not like there's countless millions of suns worth of light coming out of their bodies. They're also worldly like us. You have 2 eyes, a saint has 2 eyes. Then how do we perform darshan of a saint? Well, Shriji Maharaj himself, Lord Shree Swaminarayan, whom we're actually all of us are worshipping today, he himself says in Gadada Pratham 37th Vachanamrut, Ki eva santana darshan ne to hum pan ichchu chu. Meaning the second subject whom we can perform darshan of is actually saints. Because in the heart of a saint, God, Ghanshyam Maharaj, the Murti, eternally resides, and that's why we can perform darshan of the saint. Now, in Hinduism, we're all Hindus, we all know that. We're not of any other religion, but we're of the religion, eternal religion called Hinduism. And in Hinduism, performing darshan is very important. I mean, there's this personal incident that I actually witnessed with my own eyes. When we went to the Mansarovar Yatra in 2018, with Pujapad Guruji and Santos, these people, what they do is, there's the Mount Kailash there. Obviously, you all know that in the Himalayan ranges, there's a very pious mountain called Mount Kailash. And it's known to be the abode of Lord Shiva. Now, there's people who worship Lord Shiva and are actually Hindus. What they do is, on that treacherous path, the mountainous path, what they do is they perform a dandavat. You guys all know what a dandavat is. They perform a dandavat, then they take 2 steps. They perform another dandavat, take 2 more steps. In that same way, they do that activity for more than 50 kilometers just to get to Mount Kailash and have the darshan of it. Now, can you imagine someone going through that much pain just to perform darshan of what seems like a mountain only? What seems like nothing but a triangle covered in snow. That's all it seems. But darshan is so important in Hinduism that people are ready to go through as much pain as they need to just to see the idol of God. Now, people might question that, why do they go through so much pain? Why is it that they can't just look at the same picture of that mountain on Google? Now think about it. You're watching your favorite basketball player play on the TV. It's the NBA Finals. You're watching him play on TV, and then you get a chance. People give you a chance that if you walk on this rope hung from your house to the house beside you without falling, I'll give you season tickets to the next NBA season, and you get to go meet your favorite player. I'm 110% sure that 90% of you would be ready to do it. Why? Because we understand the athlete's importance, and we're in love with the athlete. In the same way, those who are in love with God and want to perform his darshan with their own eyes in front of them, they go through so much pain. And for them, it's actually not pain, in the same way that walking on the rope is not. And another difference between that is the athlete versus God. The athlete is worldly, and God is divine. His saints are divine. The athlete is not going to come to you and actually talk to you about you being liberated. Yeah, you get a photo with the athlete, you post it on Instagram, you'll get a lot of likes, people will think you're all popular. But in no way is the athlete going to talk to you about going to Akshardham. Or in no way is he going to talk to you about what's going to happen after you leave your body. But God and saint, that's what they do. And that's why they're divine. And we're here to perform darshan of Maharaj and his Santo. Next. Now, why do it? Because the most simple reason, like Surat Swami said, is when you have problems and you perform a prayer, God helps you. But then people question that it's not like I have problems all the time. It's not like 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 30 days a month, or 31 sometimes, 365 days a year. It's not like I have problems every second in my life. They do occur. Yes, I do have problems, but only sometimes. Why do I need to perform darshan of Maharaj and his santos to protect me at all times? Now think about it. Do you always have a fire in your house? Is it always possible that you're going to break your bone at all times of the day? No, it's not. Emergency situations are supposed to be occurring at only a certain portion of a time or a certain portion of a day of your life. But in those emergency situations, what you do is you call 911, and the responders, the emergency responders, they come right away. Now let's say if we were to argue that let's cut off this 911 hotline until I have a problem, what would happen? You don't know when the problem's going to occur. What if they don't show up and you die right there? What if they don't show up and your entire house burns down? In the same way, in this human body, we never know what's going to happen to us. Today we're healthy, tomorrow we might not be healthy. Today we're able to chow down our favorite food, tomorrow we might not be able to do that. A lot of problems occur here in this world, and that's why when you perform darshan of Maharaj, his santos, and you continuously pray to them while performing darshan, what happens is it becomes like a hotline for you. God becomes pleased, santos becomes pleased, and what they do is they're always ready to help you when the situation occurs. We've heard incidents where at night time when a devotee's house is broken down, it's raining really bad and his house breaks down, like one of the beams in his house breaks down, God himself came and held the beam until morning. Why? Because that Bhagat used to perform darshan of Maharaj and pray to him. In the same way, that is the reason why we need to perform darshan. Let's watch this video of Bhakta Prahlad. Bhakta Prahlad used to perform darshan and pray to God. Watch what happens in his life.
This is the story of Holi. Holi gets its name from Holika, demon king Hiranyakashyap's sister. Hiranyakashyap had got a boon from Lord Brahma that he would not be killed by man or animal, at day or night, inside or outside, above or on the ground. So Hiranyakashyap said that only he should be worshipped and not God. His own son, Prahlad, continued to worship Lord Vishnu. This made his father angry. He asked Prahlad to jump from a mountain, but he remained unhurt. Even when Hiranyakashyap made Prahlad jump in a well, he was unharmed. Then Hiranyakashyap ordered that wild elephants should trample Prahlad, but he was not hurt. Next, Prahlad was put in a room with poisonous, angry snakes. But still, nothing happened to him. Finally, Holika made Prahlad sit on a pyre with her. She was protected by a shawl that kept her from being burned. The shawl flew from her to Prahlad. So, while Holika burned, Prahlad was safe. Lord Vishnu appeared as half man, half lion, and killed Hiranyakashyap at dusk on his porch steps. A Holika bonfire is lit every year to remind us of the victory of good over evil. Holi is
Okay, we all saw what happened to Prahlad. When Prahlad was thrown down the well, when he was thrown off the cliff, when he was put in a pit full of poisonous snakes, what he did was he kept his eyes closed, he remembered God, and he kept chanting his name. Now, how was he able to remember God? Because he had performed his darshan before. So when we perform darshan of God, close our eyes, chant his name, in emergency situations like that, I mean, I'm sure your dad's not going to throw you down the well or something, but other situations are going to occur. And at that time, if you remember God, God comes and helps you. Just how we all know the story that Pujapad Guruji became a saint only after when Ghanshyam Maharaj gave him his darshan. And that's the importance of darshan in all of our lives. Next. Okay. Now, you know our mind, it's like a monkey. Monkey ne છે ને ગુજરાતીમાં વાંદરું કહેવાય. મન છે વાંદરા જેવું છે. વાંદરું શું કરે? એક ઝાડથી બીજા ઝાડ પર કૂદકા માર્યા જ કરે. એને કોઈ દિવસ આરામ નથી જોઈતો. એને કૂદવાનું જ ગમે છે. In the same way, our mind keeps having thoughts repeatedly, continuously. It keeps thinking. Sometimes our mind's going to ask us that, why do I need to do darshan? I mean, can't I just do it once and then let go of it? Why is it important? What's so special about performing darshan? Now, when your mind asks you this question, I want you to ask your mind yourself that, is meeting LeBron James special? Is meeting him and him giving you a signed basketball special? Is meeting Tom Brady special? If you have a favorite singer or a favorite actor or whatever, is meeting him special? Meeting him in person, okay? In person, is meeting him special? And we all know that Kobe Bryant passed away. But what if, let's say, something magical happens, he comes back alive, and he comes just to meet you at your home. He comes specially, flies to where you live. Let's say you live in the UK, or I don't know if you live in China or something. He flies there, comes to you at your house, knocks your door, says, I came specially to meet you. Would that be special? Obviously, the answer is yes. Everyone's heart concludes to the fact that, yes, meeting them is definitely special. In the same way, next, Bhagwan comes to where we are. We're here present on this planet Earth, which looks very beautiful from outside, but if you look at it closely, the picture on the right, it's nothing but buildings polluting the whole environment, garbage-like stench everywhere we go. And even if you don't flush your toilet, I'm sure you can't even live in your house. That's how this planet is. That's how this world is. Yet Bhagwan comes here all the way from Akshardham just for us. And how is Bhagwan's Akshardham? It's full of bliss. There is no sort of grief there. There's no sort of depression there. In this world, there's nothing but disappointment. Yet Bhagwan comes for us. And another thing is, it's impossible to see Bhagwan's form. In the Vachanamrut, Bhagwan himself says that if you need fire at your home, let's say you're run out, there's a power outage. You've had a power outage for 2 days, and on the third day you need to do something. You need to cook food and you need light. At that time, what you're going to do is you're going to light up a candle. Now Maharaj says, when you're lighting up that candle, instead of fire or light coming in that small form, what if the sun itself came? What would happen? Obviously, we'd all be burned to ashes. In the same way, God's form is not simply perceivable by the human eye, and that's when God becomes like a human. Ghanshyam Maharaj that we see, he has his form, we're able to visualize, that's God coming down. It's not God at his full superiority. So God becomes small just for us. He becomes like us, and that's what makes it special. That's what performing darshan makes it special, because meeting Kobe Bryant at our own house is special. Bhagwan coming here at our home, which is this planet, that's also special. Next. Now, the last question we need to ask is, what can we do? God does so much for us. He comes all the way from Akshardham to this planet. What can we do for him? Now, let's say our house is on fire, and some firefighter comes without us knowing. He cools the fire down. He extinguishes it. Now, what we're going to do is, when we see him, is we're going to say thank you. We're going to say, thank you, you saved my life. It doesn't matter if he was the one who did it or not, if it's God's will that it happened, but we're going to say, thank you, you saved my life. So then why not say thank you to God? God comes on this planet for us. He liberates us. He does stuff for our own liberation. Why not say thank you to him? My question is, why not say thank you to Guruji and Santo? Pujapad Guruji comes all the way from India to where you live, maybe US, maybe the UK. He comes here, he plays musical chairs with you. He himself lets go of his lunchtime and serves you food. When he does all that, why not say thank you to Guruji? And the only way to say thank you to Maharaj and Guruji is to stand in front of them, perform their darshan with a fixed mindset, and continuously pray to them in our hearts. And last topic we want to discuss is how to perform darshan. There's a very nice video that's been made by Sri Swaminarayan Mandir Loyadham regards to how we can perform darshan. And it's in English, so all of you will be able to take good advantage of it. At the end of this video, it's going to end our presentation. But all we need to grasp from this presentation is that performing darshan and praying to God and Guruji is the sole way to protect ourselves in this world. Jai Swaminarayan.
धरिया
उर धरिया उर धरिया
उर धरिया उर धरिया
उर धरिया उर धरिया
श्री हरिवर अति सरल स्वभाव
श्री हरिवर अति सरल स्वभाव
रूप गुण जोइने वरिया
उर धरिया उर धरिया
उर धरिया उर धरिया